November.
Here we go. There it is, the start of the 40-39 card field.
That's
and
right.
Jeff Green takes advantage of Dale Earnhardt on the start of the race and pulls off to lead the race. There's Mickey Baltz, who spun in some oil, got hit by Terry Vickers, took both of them out of the race. A little later that there's the 76 car, which is Roy Payne, who at this point may have been, other than Jeff Green, the fastest car in the race. He's coming up through the field. We have him there passing Gene Albert. Next, here he is passing Dale Earnhardt. And unfortunately for Roy, after he passes Dale Earnhardt a little while and a couple of cautions later, that's going to be basically it for him. This big wreck, which you'll see from another angle, hurt not only Roy Payne's car, pretty much took him out of the race, but Darrell Sage, and also up against the wall there you saw Doris Vaughn take a pretty big hit and tear up his car real bad. There's Darrell Sage's car, and unbelievably, that car came back and finished, after quite a bit of work, he came back and finished the race. On the restart, after some cautions, this is Bobby Hamilton and Chubby Crowell getting together on the front stretch. Took Chubby out of the race. Gene Albert tried to get by, tore off Bobby's rear bumper, and that pretty much put Bobby out of the race too, even though he did come back and race for a while longer. On the restart, after some pit stops, Sterling Marlin comes by, takes the lead from Dan Ford at that point. You'll see Jeff Green comes around, and he goes around Dan Ford also. And at this point, it would look like pretty much the three cars to beat were going to be Sterling Marlin, Jeff Green, and Dale Earnhardt. Here, Gene Albert blows his engine, causes a big pile up on the backstretch. David Shacklin comes in right there and hits Gene a pretty good lick. Gene, you'll see it again from another angle. A lot of cars torn up in this one. Shacklin's car torn up, Gene Albert's torn up. Gene hurt his shoulder some. You'll see Newt Moore, who spun there, was taken to the hospital for some precautionary things, that he's okay. During that wreck, everybody except Sterling Marlin came in and pitted during that caution. Here's Sterling holding on to the lead. Jeff Green goes under him, and this, for all intent and purposes, was the race. When Jeff passed Sterling and took off, and nobody really challenged thereafter. There's Dale Earnhardt spinning, blew his right rear tire, spun the car, did a pretty good job keeping it out of the wall. On the restart, I guess there were 5 laps or 4 laps left at this point. Jeff Green pulls away. Dan Ford, who's lying in third place now, comes up right beside Sterling to pass him, puts a good block on Earnhardt. They went that way for about a lap and a half, almost 2 laps. You'll see Dan now will come up and get by Sterling as they come out of turn 2. They go down the backstretch. Now, if you watch this as you go by 3 and 4, watch the move Dale Earnhardt makes between Sterling Marlin and the 55 car, which is the Hutchison car. Goes 3 wide, comes in there, makes a big move to go in front. Sterling lets off a little bit, lets Dale go by. He never could catch Dan Ford. There's Jeff Green coming around and taking the checkers. And in victory lane, Jeff Green wins the race, Dan Ford second, Dale Earnhardt third, Sterling Marlin fourth, and Jason